Hi guys and welcome back to Tommy's Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay for you guys. And a great engagement here once again between these two legends of Starcraft. Of course I'm talking about the two players of South Korea, known to be the best Zerg respectively and the best Terran. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. In the lower left in the orange it's JAEDONG, the Zerg player. And his opponent is going to be none other than spawning here in the upper right in the teal, Flash. So once again a great engagement between these two players. The map they're playing on is called Matchpoint, a very beautiful map, very interesting map. And let's just see what exactly these players have prepared for us. As I told you guys, in the period of 2005-2010, even until 2015, these two players were known to be the best Terran and the best Zerg respectively. So very nice game here, a very great macro orientated game here. From these two, as Flash is opening up here of course with a supply depot just to be able to spawn more SCVs, more workers, and later of course more army. Same can be said here for JAEDONG as he opens up with the Overlord. So nothing out of the ordinary, no cheese by these players, no fast expansion yet. JAEDONG even producing now a spawning pool. So pretty standard gameplay here for both players. Flash should of course, or will of course, follow up here with a barracks pretty soon. He might even go gas. The Overlord goes straight into the location for Flash. So JAEDONG should be able pretty soon to know what exactly Flash is going up to, when exactly he's going to expand. Second Overlord also makes his way on the map, as you wish to have as much map vision as possible in this game. You really want to know what exactly is going on, when exactly an army push is coming out. So the drone from JAEDONG also makes his way here. We're going to see an expansion pretty soon by him in this location. So spawning pool into fast expansion with a gas. Interesting build order here by JAEDONG, also producing his first Zergling. Let's have a look at Flash's base. There is indeed a barracks, first a gas, and then a barracks with another supply depot. Both players are at Flash is at 15 workers and JAEDONG of course only at 9, because Zergs, as you know guys, Zergs lose a drone every time they build a building. First Zerglings out on the map. The SCV also comes in here for Flash, sees the expansion. He's of course going to make his way, already getting some damage being dealt to him. But he's just going to leave this SCV as much as possible here in the base of JAEDONG, just to see exactly what exactly is JAEDONG up to, when exactly is he going to upgrade his base. Look at that, now he spots this. His SCV is very low though, he did take quite a lot of damage. Now he sees the tier 2 upgrade of course. But of course JAEDONG could kill this SCV and cancel this upgrade and just go for a straight all-in with Hydraulic, so it's always a nice mind game between these two players. The two Zerglings also make their way here into the base of Flash. They will try of course to kill as many SCVs as possible, but there are two Marines here to protect this location. Notice how Flash leaves his SCV in the front and just allows the Marines to attack these Zerglings. However, one SCV might get taken out. Nope, SCVs are also fighting for their life here. Really nice stuff here by both players. Nice block here with this supply depot. As pretty soon these Zerglings will of course fall now, as there is a vulture on the map. Flash also deciding to fast expand. One SCV is being taken out here by the Zergling. Of course, given the fact that Flash saw that JAEDONG is expanding, he also allows himself to expand at the same time. A Sunken is also being produced here just to defend this base against any aggression. Of course Sunken very good versus a bio push, very good versus Marines and Medics and Firebats. As we have the tier 2, and what exactly is he going into? It's a Spire. So JAEDONG is of course known for his aggressive Mutalisk play. He's very good with his Mutalisk, very strong. And let's just see if Flash is going to be prepared for this, as it is indeed a very fast Spire here by JAEDONG. Let's have a look at Flash's base. He is going not for mass barracks, he's actually building some factories here. Very interesting. Usually as a Terran you go mass bio, you go mass Marines with medics, which are of course good versus Mutalisk. But Flash decides here to go for Goliath, interestingly enough. So the first unit is of course a Goliath. He is expecting some Mutalisk harassment, as they both know each other very, very well. So Goliath's of course a great counter, a great anti-air unit. Even a barrack is being placed here. Some turrets might also follow here for Flash. JAEDONG of course saw this with this Zerg that has been killed here, so a 2 factory tactic here by Flash, very interesting. Also those turrets are being followed here just to protect the production building, just to protect the SCVs. And it's a 2 base Zerg versus a 2 base Terran. First Mutalisk out on the map. The timing is good, 5-minute marker. More and more Mutalisk are being sent, but like I told you guys, these Goliaths are very, very good versus those Mutalisks, and even they are backed up by those turrets. So let's just see the first follow-up here by JAEDONG. What exactly is he going for? There are 2 turrets here, and also a surprise here for JAEDONG as he sees these Goliaths. So very defensive gameplay here for Flash. With these Goliaths, of course, he's going to hold this base and not allow any aggression here by JAEDONG. There's 3 turrets here. He might even spread these Goliaths. He might leave. Okay, he's leaving 1 here very likely. So JAEDONG already taking so much damage here from those Goliaths and from those turrets. He might even lose a Mutalisk or 2. He could of course fly into this location, but there's also a turret here being placed, so Flash not allowing any aggression here from JAEDONG early on the game. So really good defense here by him. Nicely done, as JAEDONG has to retreat a little bit, spawns more and more Mutalisk, or perhaps he's going to transition into something else. Currently he's expanding at a 6 o'clock position. Really tries to do something here, but not much can be done given the fact that Flash has of course a great counter to this. He might kill an SCV or 2. Also loses 1 Mutalisk. So in the end, once again, Flash looking really, really good. He's at 37 workers versus 27 from JAEDONG. More and more is trying to be dealt here by JAEDONG. Tries to come somehow in, tries to deal as much damage as possible. There's even a starport being built here for Flash, so this could indicate that he might go into a race, but then again, against the Zerg you really want to have Science Vessel just to detect in the fact that perhaps the Zerg is going to transition into Hydralisk and then Lurkers. Also the Science Vessel very strong with that Irradiate spell, so really, really good anticipation here by Flash. But right now he's just chilling in his base here with his Goliaths, just preparing his macro-orientated game, just going for more and more factories. So very interesting, like I told you guys, no biomass here for Flash. He is known of course for his Marine Medic Micro and for his Fire Bats, but no, this time he decides to go for mass factories. And of course a starport into that Science Vessel. At the same time, JAEDONG is all of a sudden transitioning into Hydras, of course, because Mutalisk won't do any good damage against Goliath. And yeah, Hydralisk with perhaps later on with some Lurker upgrades. Maybe we will see some Ultralisk, maybe we will see some Defilers. Of course, you really need Defilers with the Dark Swoon against the Terran, just to protect your army. Oh, this mine, really great connection here from this mine against JAEDONG. JAEDONG of course needs to upgrade his Overlord's speed just to detect this mine, as Flash is just moving all over the map just to place as many mines as possible, even kills another Hydralisk here. So really good stuff by him. A nice beeline here for JAEDONG, but there are mines once again all over the map. In comes a very slow detector, a very slow Overlord. So JAEDONG a little bit of trapped here. He just has to wait for his Overlord to come in. He's not able to push out. Flash on the other hand is pushing currently out with his Goliaths. 1-1 upgrades for them. He's going straight for that Overlord. He might even kill him. And yeah, JAEDONG, like I said, he will very likely upgrade his Overlord here. just to get rid of those sneaky mines. At the same time, he's also expanding here, so pretty soon of 4 base Zerg versus 8, only 2 base Terran, but now you can also see that Flash is preparing his third expansion at the 10-minute mark. So pretty standard, not really pretty standard, because I would have expected Flash to go for mass bio, for mass barracks, but he's going to show us an interesting strategy here with first of all mass collides. He will very likely, of course, change these tactics into tanks, as tanks are of course a great counter against Hydralisk and against Lurkers, maybe later on against Ultralisk. We will see what is going to happen. Flash only with his 3 vultures try to place as many mines as possible, just to see exactly when JAEDONG is going to push once again out. But as I look on the map, they're pretty much just staying here, just preparing their army units, just preparing as many expansions as possible. Just try to mine as much as possible. Flash of course leave some vultures here just to know exactly when JAEDONG is going to move for an expansion. There's a nice overlord here as well. So this is what I told you guys, you very much want to know what exactly is your opponent up, and you want to have as much as map control as possible. Because if you just sit in your base and defend, of course your enemy is going to expand all over the place, and later on you will lose the game. So pretty much you want to know exactly when is he going to expand, where is he going to expand, just to calculate how your position is. And overall with speed finally coming in here, sees the expansion from Flash at 56 workers versus the 46 of JAEDONG. JAEDONG slowly but steadily is going to of course expand here as well as he clears that vulture. So all of the map almost here entirely being mined. This position is being left here for Flash. This position also could be taken, but right now Flash just allows his vultures on the map with those mass mines. He's just placing mines and just moves on. He's also scouting here with his vultures just to see exactly what JAEDONG is up to. A very defensive gameplay here by Flash, not very rare. I usually also see him to be very strong, but I guess the respect is just way too much here between Flash and JAEDONG, as he sits home with 1-2 upgraded tanks. JAEDONG at the same time moving out here with lots of overlords just to detect those mines. At the same time these overlords could be upgraded to a transporting ability. You might see a first engagement here. Science vessel on the map. Finally this science vessel will very likely try to irradiate as many Mutalisks, but JAEDONG already anticipating this and retreats here. No lurkers yet on the map. Just have a look at the main from JAEDONG. He is indeed going to tier 3, so this will of course indicate to us that he is going Defilers with, or maybe Ultralisk, we will see. But Defilers of course very much needed if you face a mech playing turn with tanks, with Goliaths and with vultures. No bio, literally no bio, just this one barracks here for Flash that has flown away. Good position here for JAEDONG. He's just trying to get as much map control as possible. Flash still moving around with his vultures, placing those mines all over the map. He might deal some economic damage here, but no, JAEDONG is prepared for that. He just leaves some Hydralisk here as JAEDONG moves in, but he will of course be cleared. So this is the tactic from Flash. Only vultures here out on the map. Just try to deal a little bit of economic damage. Just place as many mines as possible. Good mines hit now once again. Flash is being annoying as possible against JAEDONG. And we have our first engagement here. Mass Hydralisk versus those tanks and Goliaths in the front. Goliaths with that guarding shield. Very tanky. So JAEDONG has of course to retreat here, as those tanks are a great counter to them. There is no Defiler with the orange storm, so slowly but steadily Flash is moving out. There's even a turret here just in case JAEDONG brings him some Scourge against those science vessels. I don't see the science vessel yet. They should be here around somewhere. At the same time Flash is of course going to expand at this location, but there is an overload here to see this science vessel now much needed. But also you can see the economy of Flash is slowly kicking in, as he's at 2k minerals with 61 workers, 59 for JAEDONG, very balanced. JAEDONG tries to come in here with his Mutalisk, but Flash already prepared for that with so many anti-air turrets. So great anticipation once again here for Flash. Let's have a look at the upgrades for JAEDONG. 0 to 2 needles. No lurkers yet. Do we have a defiler then? Yes, we do. What is this? No ultralisk yet, just an evolution chamber, as he wishes to upgrade, of course, as much as possible. We might have an engagement here. Good position for Flash. Not all of his siege tanks are sieged, but now finally they're being sieged up. We have a good engagement here. The ramp should be, of course, a good sign here for Flash, as he's moving in here with a great irradiate, just dealing so much damage here. But JAEDONG moving out all over the map here with Hydralisk all over the place, up and down. Flash suffering so much damage, but at the same time JAEDONG also suffering so much damage out of these tanks. Hydralisk are dealing so much damage as possible. The Goliaths are, of course, very tanky, and they're being backed up by siege tank. There's damage going back and forth. More reinforcements are coming in here for JAEDONG, as these two players are trading blows. There's even Scourge coming in just to kill that science vessel, but his turrets are protecting it. More and more Hydralisk are coming in, but Flash holds. At the same time, he did lose a lot of units, but the same can be said for JAEDONG. However, like I told you, the economy from Flash is a little bit too strong. Both players currently at the 100 mark of units. Really great engagement here by both, but Flash is slowly but steadily going to kick in with his macro play. He's only at 4, surprisingly enough, only 4 factories here for him. The 5th one is being followed up. He's pushing in forward here with these tanks. Another turret is being placed just in case there are some lurkers here. In comes JAEDONG with his Hydralisk once again, with his overlords. These overlords might have some units in them. He's moving more and more forward, dealing so much damage, but also suffering so much splash damage. A guarding shield against this tank, as JAEDONG is able to push this first aggression back from Flash. Really nice stuff. Now all of a sudden there is an advantage for JAEDONG here, as Flash is dropping at 95 supply. Still no lurkers, very surprisingly here for JAEDONG. Finally the first defilers are coming through, as he needs that Dark Swarm. He's trying to deal some damage here, suffers so much from these mine sits. Finally in comes the Overlord just to kill those mines. Scourge are coming in, but the Scourge are being taken out. JAEDONG with his Iris in the front, he's taking so much splash damage as his Overlord has fallen here. So much action going on here. Flash is coming in here with some reinforcements, of course, just to protect his expansion. At the same time, there is a nice hidden expansion here for JAEDONG, but notice that Flash has so much minerals, so such a huge bank here for him, as he might, but a little bit of gas, so he might just build another factory or two. He might even go for mass barracks all of a sudden, just to build some marines, but I don't think these tactics will change. He is going to stick to tanks with vultures and, of course, Goliaths. Let's have a look at JAEDONG's army composition. 2 defilers, no ultralisk yet, 3 defilers actually, with Hydralisk. Hydralisk, of course, upgraded 0 to 3. Some speedy Zerglings are also being produced. I'm sure that Overlords also have their upgraded transportation ability. So you could, of course, take that Overlord, put some Zerglings into them and just drop them straight onto these tanks, as the tanks will deal splash damage to themselves. Of course, if the Terran builds some mines here, the Zerglings will soak up those mines and also deal damage to your own units, to the Terran. So very, very interesting. You have to be very careful as a Terran if you face these Zergs. Flash is moving out with a small amount of vultures here. He is, of course, going to spot this expansion here for JAEDONG. Places his mines once again, mines all over the map. So JAEDONG really needs those Overlords in the front. Let's just see, is he going to deal some damage here? No, probably not, as there are so many sunkens here. So he kills a drone or two, but in the end he's going to get cleared. JAEDONG moves all of his army here just to anticipate another attack. Nice placement of these Overlords. He's going to, of course, see these mines now and just clear them out. As things finally settle a little bit down, JAEDONG also transferring his drones into this base. I don't see an army move out yet by Flash, just a slow move out here by him. He just stands his position here, just a very defensive gameplay here by him. All of a sudden the armies are getting transferred here in the 6 o'clock position. I guess Flash really wants to get rid of this base now. Another mine is being placed and JAEDONG has to be careful. Of course his overlords are on site. We have another engagement here, JAEDONG clearing so many mines as possible. He tries a flank, but these siege tanks are of course sieged up. And there's even some SCVs here. Probably Flash wishes to repair his units as fast as possible. So these mechanics here are also moving here forward with this great army composition here by Flash. Once again, vultures in the front with those mines. Hydras have to hit those mines first. There's also tanks here on the upper ground protected by vultures. Great splash damage here. JAEDONG not able to reach those tanks. He really takes care of his tanks, even putting guarding shield on them. And look at that, so many hydralisks have to fall here. Of course JAEDONG also has to attack these mines first. So this is a little bit of lost attack time here. Finally the lurkers are coming in with defilers. Here we go, Dark Swarm. Lurkers buried, and these lurkers are very protected now against the Terran army composition. There are of course science vessel coming in, probably going straight for those defilers or lurkers just to irradiate them. Here we go. Good splash damage by those science vessel. Still a very balanced game. JAEDONG at 180 supply, FlashDong at 192. It's still anyone's game. Flash, however, in a good position here, but in comes JAEDONG with those overalls. Are they being any units in it? Indeed they are. Zerglings with defilers with the Dark Swarms. Such a nice move here by JAEDONG, dealing so much damage here to Flash, and these Zerglings are of course being protected by the Dark Swarm, but Flash also has reinforcements in the back. JAEDONG moves forward with his lurkers. He's going to bury them just to deal so much splash damage. At the same time he's suffering from those mine hits. This one lurker still attacking, still dealing so much splash damage. And in the end he is going to be able of course to be cleared out. But a very nice move here by JAEDONG with that drop with those defilers, very fast. We also have a strong move out here by Flash, going straight for these drones. Good borrow here, but straight scan here by Flash. Such a fast reaction here by both pairs. These drones have of course been cleared. Flash also suffering a little bit of damage, actually a lot of damage. He loses quite some vultures, but this is wanted as he wishes to kill as many drones as possible. Another engagement here, once again Flash moving out with his vultures in the front mines, but those mines will be very likely cleared here by those Zerglings. Siege tanks are sieging up, a nice beeline, but at the same time JAEDONG just produces so much Dark Swarm against them. So many tanks here. Let's have a look at those upgrades, 3-3 upgrades. Really nice steady push here by Flash as JAEDONG has to retreat a little bit. More and more lurkers are being produced of course, with Zerglings this time. Not that many hydralisks. This expansion is also pumping so much minerals here for JAEDONG. Reinforcements are coming in. I don't see that many Goliaths, just do so mass tanks into vultures with science vessels. He might take out a lurker or two, places his mines once again. There are overlords of course. Irradiance, so much splash damage being dealt here by Flash, but he needs to be careful. In comes the Scourge, the science vessels are exposed. So many science vessels will fall here, only one being remained. Actually all of them are being taken out. Nice guarding shield before the death. JAEDONG is moving into that Dark Swarm, but he is going to take so much damage out of these tanks in the upper high ground. So all of a sudden Flash and JAEDONG have dropped of course in supply. Flash is slowly but steadily moving forward. There's even some sunkens here, nicely hidden. Of course those upgraded tanks are dealing so much damage here, and JAEDONG might be in a little bit of trouble as more and more tanks are being brought here. There's even a scan going out, so Flash sees this position. Drones are being targeted now. Not a good sign here for JAEDONG. He is suffering. He's going to lose a couple of drones as the expansion even comes out here. This expansion of course also seeing this position here, so giving sight to Flash. Really great stuff about him. Once again JAEDONG moves out with some overlords. They might once again have units into them. He drops some Zerglings, he drops some hydralisks with those defilers, Dark Swarm all over the place. Once again a great move here by JAEDONG. Look at all those Dark Swarms so fastly being produced here by JAEDONG. There are reinforcements of course for Flash in the upper ground. but JAEDONG has to move out. He needs to stay in that Dark Swarm. Really nice stuff here by both players. JAEDONG, sadly for him, he has to be on a defensive position here, as he's being cornered by Flash in the lower ground and also in the upper ground. This expansion, sadly for JAEDONG, has been taken out. Flash could of course expand here. Dark Swarm expires. Here are the lurkers. More lurkers are in the back. I see a nice beeline here, but these Zerglings will take so much damage out of these mines once again. Look at all of those mines, of course, doing so much damage. Splash Plague is now being used. So Flash showing us that it is possible to use a mech against Zerg. He also pushes out this position here. There are some Mutalics now being produced, but there are of course Goliaths. Goliaths targeted by lurkers. So much action going on here. Back and forth. Hydralisk are coming in. Flash holds with these Goliaths, but in the end he should be cleared, of course, as there are Zerglings coming in just to clear this position. Let's just have a look at this position. Flash slowly but steadily moves more and more forward. He is going to take this expansion, and a small victory for him. Actually a good victory for him, as he's stopping the mining here from JAEDONG. JAEDONG only mining from here and here. These minerals will also look like they are being depleted. No mining going on here, and the main of course not. So really good stuff here for Flash. Also transferring here is SCVs, as he holds this position with those tanks, with those Goliaths. Let's have a look at the workers. 30 workers for JAEDONG and 50 for Flash. So JAEDONG also suffering some losses here. Only mining here with 2 drones. Look at this position once again. Flash is moving out with another force. There is an Overlord with some units in it. He's just going to pull all those mines, and nicely done here by JAEDONG, as the splash damage is very strong. He's going to kill these tanks with their own mines. Really nice anticipation by him. JAEDONG of course has to target those mines first. Very annoying as a Zerg, just to push out and be careful against those mines. At the same time I see another push out here from Flash with so many vultures, once again mines and so many tanks. This position is also being held here by Flash. Things looking very good for him. Let's just see if JAEDONG once again is going to be able to defend this somehow. I don't know if this is possible. He does have an Overlord here. He is going to pull those Zerglings inside of it, but the army is just so huge here for Flash. In comes the drop. Let's just see what exactly is he going to do. Those vultures are very protective for those tanks. More and more units are being killed for JAEDONG, and indeed that is the GG. What a great push here by Flash, taking this position and then securing this position. What a great game here by these two players. A 28-minute long game. Very great macro orientated game. Very nice game. Good defense by both players. A very patient game here by Flash. In the end proves to be a little bit much stronger than his opponent JAEDONG. So I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I see you guys in the next replay. Thanks for watching.